Finally, Japan answers America's call to help open the Strait of Hormuz. He might just do it. It's Sunday. I'm Akorn. Welcome back to Laugh While the World Burns, bringing you your weekly dose of the idiocracy that is modern-day society. If you'd like to help the channel, please consider hitting that like and subscribe, and let's jump into today's show. Florida man arrested after attempting to trade his mother-in-law to Iran as part of a hostage exchange program he made up. Well, that sounds a bit extreme, but I wonder who he was trading her for.
You shouldn't eat meat.
Don't worry, it's plant-based.
That's awesome. Which plant?
The meat processing plant. The best kind. When you're a bus driver, but not a people person. I could definitely see some of our generation doing this, especially if it was to someone who deserved it. Or to a best friend, whichever, we don't discriminate. Episcopal priest arrested after allegedly stealing one specific item from Walmart 5 days in a row. The head priest and dean of an Episcopalian church in Pennsylvania is in trouble with the law due to a recent string of alleged thefts. According to police, a Walmart store says it has the priest on security video stealing for 5 days straight, snatching up items and leaving without paying. Aidan Smith from the Trinity Episcopal Cathedral in downtown Pittsburgh was arrested at the end of February after he allegedly continuously stole from a Walmart in Economy Borough. As ABC News reported, police said Smith was arrested with 27 packs of baseball cards concealed under his clothing in a cardboard box. The arrest came after 5 consecutive days of allegedly stealing baseball cards, with each alleged theft ranging from $121 to $261 worth of merchandise. Walmart has reportedly valued the cards at $1,099.99, and the Reverend has been charged with receiving stolen property and retail theft. I could say a lot of things here, but why steal baseball cards? Did he need some off-the-books cash or what? I erased 33,000 incriminating emails, and you couldn't even get rid of a few pilot's logs. Since light travels faster than sound, people may appear bright until you hear them speak. That's actually true in a lot of ways. The nostalgic feeling of Shia LaBeouf arrested, Britney Spears arrested, and America back at war in the Middle East. That's the kind of nostalgia we don't need. Gen Z are arriving to college unable to even read a sentence. Professors warn it could lead to a generation of anxious and lonely graduates. Yeah, at this point, if colleges and universities wanted to actually offer a useful class, they should have Basic Education 101, teaching stuff like reading, writing, arithmetic, cursive, and other basics. The last thing a Canadian sees before being put down for feeling bummed out. Yeah, too bad this isn't just a meme. Here's a clip I came across earlier this week that I thought was pretty interesting.
Okay, hold on a second. We all know that China has facial recognition stuff, right? And the social credit system and all that. And it links to your digital ID, and basically they track you and they trace and they say what percentage score you have. And if you have a bad score, you can't do things, right? Well, did you know what officially they named this surveillance system in China? So in Chinese, it's pronounced Qian Wang, okay? Qian means sky or heaven. Wang means net or network. They literally named it Skynet. You know, the main antagonist in Terminator, a super intelligent AI that was created by a US defense network, and then it became self-aware in 1997 and perceived humanity as a threat, and then launched a war of extinction against humans using Terminators. Yeah, what's with that?
Maybe this is also why China is leading in the mass production of androids now. Here's one for you guys. just 327 suspected crooks made up 30% of New York City's 22,000 shoplifting arrests in 2022. New York Police Department. I'm not going to read this, but basically, 327 people that were arrested on average of 20 times each for theft. Which also means that every time they were arrested, a judge somewhere slapped them on the wrist and set them loose. But remember, guys, that's not the problem. Theft isn't caused by people stealing. It's caused by companies who are using self-checkouts and losing money on thefts, which is why there's this next article from New York. New York City Council Dems float bizarre plan to crack down on the supermarket self-checkout line. Left-leaning members of the New York City Council are considering bizarre new legislation that aims to curb retail theft by penalizing customers and business owners rather than criminals. New York City supermarkets and pharmacies would be forced to impose a 15-item limit for customers using self-checkout lines and have at least one employee assigned to every 3 of those lines, or face daily fines of at least $100. So yeah, don't arrest the thieves and actually throw them in jail, No, don't do that. Instead, let's go find the stores for using self-checkouts for over 15 items. Yeah, that'll fix the stores from losing even more money in theft. It's amazing how honest a career politician looks after a simple nose job. Angry bride struggles through vows as guest lets baby cry during adults-only ceremony. It's kind of bizarre how having the normal and correct opinion that not every space is for children gets twisted into you being some kind of child-hating monster. I completely agree with this. If you have kids and you can't keep them quiet or under control, especially at a wedding or something, then you don't need to be there. That's not being mean. It's just basic respect and courtesy. 2 things that a whole lot of people need to learn about these days. Can you remember one transgender kid when you were growing up? Me neither. What is the best simple explanation for why no one in the developed world is having kids? At 27, my granddad had 0 qualifications, a house, a wife, and 3 kids, supported on a sergeant's salary. At 27, I just finished post-grad professional qualifications and share a 2-bed flat with 2 friends. I lose 65% of my income to taxes and rent and have 10 square foot of personal space. There is a lot of truth to this. And sadly, it's all been done by design. The Matrix, Terminator, Idiocracy. We are here. Yes, we are. Although there's a lot of others you could add to this too. Republican pushes bill to hold judges accountable for releasing violent repeat criminals. Why wasn't this a thing a long time ago? And it would very much surprise me if this bill even gets much discussion, let alone actually passing. This is a public ad being put out in the UK, which is basically telling kids, if you share a meme or a link about the wrong thing, then you may be a terrorist and it'll ruin your life.
I just got all my devices taken away by the police. My mum couldn't believe it. I might get a criminal record and not be able to go to college. I only shared a link. I just thought it was funny. But it was terrorist content. And that is not a game. It's real life.
Teach your sons that cooking and cleaning are basic life skills, not gender roles. Teach your daughters mowing the lawn, taking out the trash, basic house maintenance, and so on are basic life skills, not gender roles. Peak male behavior. Paralyzed man speaks first words in months using brain implant, says, "I want a beer." splitting 50-50 in a restaurant, splitting 50-50 in a divorce. Last year, China built 47 new coal-fired power plants. Meanwhile, in the UK, so what now? You guys can't even take the cap off of the bottle completely? And yes, there's a reason why there's a power and fuel shortage across the Western nations. And it's not an accident. We'll be so technologically advanced in 20 years that nobody will have to work. People in 20 years. If you've ever had to break up circuit boards by hand, there are some of them that are pretty strong. And they'll also get some sharp edges too. Democrats flip red Florida House seat with turnout under 30%. As expected. The people who tell you to use paper straws to save the planet left this mess at the Dolby Theaters for others to clean up when the Oscars ended last night. Yeah, rules for thee, but not for me. Peru officially classified trans people as having a mental health condition. Well, that's a start. In Laguna Beach in California, they decided to test their nuclear attack sirens this week, and apparently without any notification to the citizens, some of which thought it was real for a while at least.
I think SoCal might be in some danger. I'm at my house in Laguna Beach right now, and there's full-on emergency, bomb warnings going off. What the f***?
This is a test of the City of Laguna Beach emergency siren warning system. Had this been an actual emergency, you would receive additional instructions to evacuate or...
Bro, I feel like we're in a futuristic movie, because you can't see speakers anywhere, and the whole city has this whole alarm system going off. All right, this is, I think, all of our signs that we might be in a worse place than we think right now, just in terms of war and everything. I genuinely thought we were getting nuked.
I feel like I'm in the Hunger Games.
Emergency siren warning system. Had this been an actual emergency, you would receive additional instructions to evacuate or specific information about the emergency. This is a test of the City of Laguna Beach emergency siren warning system. Had this been an actual emergency, you would receive additional instructions to evacuate or specific information about the emergency. This is only a test.
This is some weird...
Elmer fraud. 10 years ago, hundreds of millions played a new video game. It was secretly built to harvest their data. The craze built a database sold to replace delivery people with robots. In yet another example of our human experiences being harvested to feed big tech, it has come to light that data culled from Pokemon Go, the once trendy phone-based game, was leveraged to push robotics to the next level, players unaware. Those goofy humans running around their trendy cities, chasing meaningless but well-branded digital phantoms, never had the least idea who they were serving or what they were actually doing in the protracted, just-for-fun exercise. As I've said here on the show many times, guys, people who still believe that we have any kind of privacy are just kidding themselves. Another monument to stupidity.
Ladies, ask your husband if he'd still love you if you got a sex change. If he says no, walk over to your room and start packing your bags.
Ladies, do something unreasonable and drastic with huge impact on both your lives, and if he doesn't agree, dump him, because you actually want a submissive pet that will validate all your eccentricities. And what they certainly don't want is a man. No thanks, I use AI. Sadly, this is a mentality of more and more people every day. Worse yet, there are some of the younger generations that use AI to answer almost every question that they have. Because apparently, a lot of the younger kids don't even know how to use a search engine anymore. I heard a teacher that was talking about this, and she was also saying that most of them don't understand how to use a mouse. They only know how to use touchscreens. And they can only use apps because a lot of them can't even read. So I guess that's why the phones and computers are moving toward just showing an icon for an app and no name. I mean, we're literally back to using hieroglyphs at this point. If you want to know how many members of the House are on your side, remember that out of 435 members, only 19 voted against continuing to allow warrantless searches of Americans' information. Yeah, it's like I've said, all politicians are the same. They're two sides of the same coin, playing their roles. And none of them are doing anything to help the U.S. citizens, or the citizens of whatever Western nation that those politicians are over. I saw this video and I had to share this one with you guys. Women in Iceland went on strike demanding gender equality. And they thought by all of them going on strike at the same time that it would really put a hurt on the companies and corporations' bank books, right? Well, just take a listen.
So 100,000 women went on strike today in Iceland to demand gender equality. The entire population is 370,000. So over 25% of the population went on strike, and I have some crazy news for you. The economy did not come to a stop, and it continued as normal. The only memo I got was that HR departments were getting no complaints for the 24 hours the women were on strike. And men were writing that they were really sorry women didn't get gender equality, but I heard one CEO said it was nice to finally get some done, end quote.
Speaking of the Supreme Court, SCOTUS expands warrantless home entry. The Supreme Court just dropped the final opinion in Case versus Montana. And if you care about the Fourth Amendment, especially as a gun owner, this one should make you uneasy. In a unanimous 9-0 decision, the court ruled that police do not need probable cause to enter your home without a warrant if they claim they're acting under an emergency aid or community caretaking function. Emergency aid and community caretaking is so vague that it could be twisted to mean absolutely anything. You made the wrong post on Facebook? Well, now you're a threat to the community, so they gotta come to your house and do some community caretaking. Am I fat, or does this look easy? So let's see. You have 2 hours for 2 people to eat a 28-inch pizza and drink both drinks, and it costs $50 to enter, and you get $500 if you complete it in time. I think it's doable, especially for $250 a piece. Men will literally choose a shy, polite, soft woman with 0 achievements over an arrogant career woman. Yeah, every time. I do not understand the urge to amass wealth and then use it to interfere in other people's lives. If I had $62 billion, no one would ever see me again. Thank you, student loans, for getting me through university. I don't think I can ever repay you. Yeah, I seriously doubt it.
Can't spell manipulative without a man.
Also can't spell woman without man. What's your point?
Refer to us as ladies. We don't mind.
Can't spell ladies without lad. Try again. If you keep sending them here, I'll keep killing them. California inmate who changed his name to Caesar Augustus is already serving a life sentence for strangling his sister's rape to death, has so far killed 5 child molesters while in prison, using a cane he uses to walk, and tells the judge he is proud of his actions and will keep killing child molesters until he's too old to carry on. I liked this one guy's comment. How do we put money in his canteen? The Democrat Party, illegal immigrants, criminals, law-abiding American citizens.
We're so advanced.
400 years ago. Listen to this, guys. The Academy is now implementing a new rule that members must now watch all nominated films in each category to be eligible to vote in the final round for the Oscars. They weren't doing that before? No, apparently not. They must have just been voting based on the trailer. But it's all garbage anyway, guys. Living in a van down by the river doesn't sound quite so crazy now, does it?
Be the kind of guy I want.
All right then. Be the kind of woman I want.
Oh my god, you misogynistic patriarchal caveman.
We need a slur for people who use ChatGPT for everything. What do you guys think about this one? A promptician. Someone who's an expert at writing AI prompts that gets adequate answers. Now that I think about it, that's probably already someone's job title. You're not being tolerant. You're not being inclusive. You're not being open-minded. You're being conquered. Declassified CIA files reveal chilling blueprint to manipulate Americans' minds through covert drugging with vaccines. I wonder what they're trying to tell us. If businesses only have to pay taxes on profit, not revenue, then I should only have to pay taxes after I've paid all my bills and rent. I can agree to that. I just want a car that is 0% computer. Well, that's the one good thing about my 1986 Chevy truck, even though I did just have to replace both of the alternators. I was having a rough day and trying to gain some perspective, so I asked my 85-year-old grandpa if things have always been this hard, and he literally said, "No, and I'm glad I won't be here much longer. Good luck out there, kids." Yeah, I've heard a number of elderly people say things along that line, that they're glad that they won't be here. And with as bad as things are now, let alone what's coming, I really can't blame them. Airport wait times eliminated after TSA checkpoints taken over by Chick-fil-A. The Starbucks employee watching me smash no tip after they used their fine arts degree to microwave my sandwich. Announcing "I'm offended" is basically telling the world you can't control your own emotions, so everyone else should do it for you. I liked this reply. Tell a Gen X you're offended. That should help. Attacker of Quran-burning protester is spared jail. A Muslim man who attacked someone burning a Quran outside the Turkish consulate in London has been spared jail. Mousa, 59, saw Hammett setting alight the text and shouted, "I'm going to kill you," before slashing at him with a knife. He later told police he was protecting his religion. Judge Hendelson handed him a 20-week prison sentence, suspended for 18 months. Now tell me what would have happened if this would have been the other way around. Hospital sues patient who refuses to leave her room months after discharge. Most people can't get out of the hospital fast enough. I guess there's others that just won't leave. Influencer mom arrested for staging her own kidnapping to boost followers. Some people do anything just to get a click. Another day goes by. Fraud is exposed. People are outraged. Nothing happens. Another day goes by. Liberals when illegal immigrants show up in their neighborhood. Fact check true. They want them here, they just don't want them anywhere near them. Jeff Bezos to spend $10 billion on climate change research. Fourth jet for $80 million. Jeff Bezos buys private jet that flies near the speed of sound. Yeah, he didn't have enough jets already. I heard about this guy back some time ago, and I thought it'd be a wholesome one to add in here. When he was 14 years old, Rob Kinney's father abandoned him. After he became an adult, he launched a YouTube channel called Dad, How Do I? That teaches kids to do things that a dad would normally teach them. He has more than 18 million views. You know, honestly, I'd say there's a lot of young men who watch his channel who do have a dad, but they still don't know how to do a lot of things, either because they were just never taught or because their dad doesn't know either. If you enjoyed today's show and would like to help the channel, please hit that like and subscribe and watch one of the videos that YouTube will pop up here at the end, or go over to the akornzstash channel page and see all of the videos that YouTube didn't show you. That's it for today's show, but I'll see you guys back here next weekend. I thank you all for watching. You guys take care and stay safe this week, because the Idiocracy is only getting worse by the day. This is Akorn, over and out.